This proposal includes a lot of different provisions, including whistleblower protection and source protection, libel tourism protection, many different aspects, including even an Freedom of Expression Prize to be awarded by the Icelandic government each year. A lot of very interesting and innovative proposals. Tell us about what excites you about this proposal.
It is the protection of people that come forward as whistleblowers, and also that you can express yourself and without somebody that has much better resources than you have, that goes to London, for example, and can sue you for and whatever in the world. So this libel tourism, this is not something that I can take advantage of, or the citizens. It is for the rich people and those people that own banks. They have a heart of lawyers, and the ordinary citizens is, even the situation in Iceland, for example, is such that those are the people that own the banks. They control also the lawsuits that have all the lawyers. So I'm mostly excited about libel that you cannot use libel tourism in Iceland.
That's right. And just for the listeners out there who don't know what that is, that's when someone will go and sue someone for libel in a country where even neither of the people reside, but simply because that country has better laws for suing people over libel. So, for example, the UK is notorious for having libel laws that are a lot more lenient than the US. So sometimes people will go and sue people in a UK court simply because it's easier to get a conviction in that court. So as you say, this is for, you know, international jet setters and people who own banks and things like that, for them to find the best legal situation anywhere in the world, and to use their high-priced lawyers against other people to try to suppress information. So if there is this type of libel protection haven, then people can publish in Iceland without fear of reprisal in that regard, which is of course a huge help. And I understand this also extends to a lot of different things, including even protection for sources, for journalists, so that they don't have to reveal their source if they're in fact it's illegal for them to reveal their source if they're asked to by any other government, and things of that nature. A lot of very exciting things. And I understand that you're a professor at the University of Iceland, and you teach related to digital media and digital teaching and things like that. So what exactly is your capacity as advisor to this project?
I am I'm a specialist in the internet. I worked for a couple of years in a project in Iceland about the internet society, and I have been studying the internet society for a long time. I have been a blogger myself for 10 years, and I have a blog mostly now about political things, political activity. And I'm activist in many groups in Iceland, and I also I have for a couple of years been studying how the information society is changing our world. How for example how access to information is changing, and how some groups are suppressed by the difference of access.
That's an interesting idea in itself, because we tend to think of the internet as opening access to more people and thinking of that as a good thing. But of course, there's always a double-edged sword, and sometimes it works against people. So what are some of the ways that people are suppressed via this new technology?
It is because, for example, very obvious is that not everyone has access, and not everyone, even if you have access, you have not the ability to you have not the knowledge. You have to use the tools, and maybe something is hidden from you, like because it's made so complicated, and we are seeing very serious cases, for example, in China, where some of the search engines are taking part in this. So if you put up some, and that's also in some Arabic countries, that if you put up some search words, then it is not found. And for example, I looked just this morning, I saw that one video that I have of on YouTube about it is in a city in the middle of the day, and it's about prostitution in the street in Spain, and it is restricted in some countries. Even it's a documentary where there is nothing happening except I'm showing what is going on in the street. And I cannot report that to some people in some part of the world cannot look at that video.
Well, that's right. Censorship is a huge problem online. So does the Icelandic Modern Media Initiative address internet censorship in any form?
It does not address it, but it is... the internet is not censored in Iceland. And Iceland is, in a way, has... it was voted the best country for journalists maybe last year or the year before, but of course censorship is a very big thing in many countries in the world, but it is more that the censorship is through, for example, all these copyright restriction that you have of, and to my knowledge, the IMI is not going to change the copyright. The copyright on the child pornography, those are the things that people are afraid of. But it is if you look at the site, then you can see that, you know, it's not changing the copyright laws, and it's not changing the laws about what is legal to put on the internet, for example, about child pornography.
That's right. It's only really addressing issues to do with whistleblowing, with source protection, with liability for libel and things like that. So I would suggest everybody goes to the IMI website at immi.is to check out the proposal and find out more details about it. But to get an idea of where this proposal is at, I believe it has been submitted to the Icelandic Parliament, and it's being debated at the moment. Is that correct?
Yes, it will be actually. It is supposed to be in April. It's now in committees, and they are working it out, and hopefully it will pass through Parliament in April or whenever it's supposed to come. But right now we are all waiting in Iceland because there is a huge report about the Freud or what happens at the time of crisis. I think that is going to be published, and perhaps all the Icelandic society will be discussing what had really happened. We try to rewrite history, and I guess that would be, this proposal will be on the agenda after the Parliament has discussed that.
Right. Well, it is a very, very exciting time, and the possibilities are there for Iceland to become one of the leading countries in terms of press freedom, and certainly we all hope that it can accomplish this, because people around the world can benefit from this, not just people in Iceland. Well, it is all very exciting, and I would again suggest people go to imi.is to find out more information. But if they want more information about yourself and your own work, is there anywhere that they can find out more information about you in English on the internet?
Me in English? Let me think. Most of what I've done is in Icelandic, but I have a Wikipedia page. I'm a user Salvör at Wikipedia.
Excellent. Well,
so that's in English.
Excellent. So people can take a look at that and find out more about your work on Wikipedia as well. All right. Well, Professor Salvör, it's been absolutely fascinating talking to you, and I just want to say that I wish you all the best in terms of this this proposal, and I certainly hope that it can get passed. So thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.